Alright, guys, welcome back. I don't know what episode it is. My Wi Fi is actually down right now, so I'm going to be pumping out a bunch of videos kind of all at once because I just can't put them up right now. So I apologize about that. Anyway, let's get into the episode here. The World Series is just about over. The Cubs won. Like I said before, I'm happy for them. They deserve it. They're a great young team. Anyway, let's get into the offseason here. As you see, we finished 88 and 74. So let's go ahead and advance here. Pitching coach, third base coach, their contracts are over. Qualifying offers and all that stuff. So Elmore retired, Jake Sanchez retired, and Alonso Barrera retired. None of these guys are really guys, that I really needed, or I don't want to say wanted, but needed. Jake Elmore might have been a possible, just filled in at second base this upcoming year, depending on how Swanson does. So that's not a big blow, but it's a little bit of a blow. But I still have other guys, so it's okay. There you see Jimmy Rollins and Carlos Beltran get inducted into the Hall of Fame. So let's take a look at the coaches here. We still have Freddie Gonzalez, Chris Maloney, Terry Pendleton, and Jared Christensen as our remaining coaches. So let's go ahead and look at the pitching coaches. I'm going to go ahead and offer Buck Showalter 5 years. Who else do we have here? Like I said, I try and aim for real guys. Mickey Callaway, I'm gonna go ahead and offer him 4 years for $6 million, and I'm gonna find one more guy. Brandon Hyde, Cubs first base coach, 3 years for $3.5. So hopefully, like I said, I try and offer as many guys as possible, to leave options open. Neil Allen for first base. I don't know who he is, but he does have some good attributes. Mike Scioscia as well. I'm going to go ahead and do 3 years for $4.5, and then Bo Porter, of course. The guy that was third base coach rather, for our team the past couple years. Go ahead and offer him a 6-year deal for $10 million. Let's get into our contracts here. So as you see, there's really no one here that is huge, like I need to sign, besides Trumbo. He's the only person that is not under team control or any of that. So really, that's the only guy I'm concerned about right now. I'm going to go ahead and leave him for right now until, the free agent market opens. And if I can't get a better right fielder, then I might have to find or look for someone else. And it's not that he did bad. He drove in a lot of runs and hit some home runs for us. But I just think maybe we can have someone better. I don't want to say, I'm not saying he's bad. Plus we have Matalvo in right field, who is up and coming prospect. His power numbers are great. Had a great year in AAA last year. He came up to the show and he got hurt right away, so we didn't really get too much of an evaluation on him. So I'm gonna go ahead and offer all these guys, and I will come right back to show you everything as I always do. So give me a second here, real quick. All right, guys. So we are back. As far as our coaches go, we do get Brandon Hyde and Bo Porter. So I'm really happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and keep Freddie Gonzalez. He had a really good year last year. I do think he's a good manager. He just, in real life, he just hasn't had a good team. Starting that, everything's all figured out here. I did offer the, contract renewable guys, some, bad contracts, as you could say. I did release these two guys. We do have like a plethora of catchers, so I'm not really trying to, have a whole bunch of guys, because I do want some open spots to be able to sign some free agents. But everyone is offered, arbitration contracts for the contract renewable guys. So anyway, that's really it. Let's get into free agency here. So, as far as free agency goes, the first thing I want to take a look at is the right fielders here. So Mark Trumbo is still at the top of the list as far as right fielders go. However, there are, some center fielders and left fielders that we can look at too. So Melvin Upton Jr., last year 261, 354, and a 416 in 353 at bats. So it's actually pretty good. It's not fantastic. I don't know how much he wants. 2.6 mil. Trumbo wants 4.3. And then in left field, Melky Cabrera hit 300 last year and 446 at bats, 134 hits. 300, 351, and 480. Those are pretty solid numbers right there, actually. All above average for him. Had a great year last year. Probably get a good payday in the offseason. But I am looking for a right fielder, a guy with a good arm. He wants 3.6. Trumbo wants 4.3. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll give him every day, but I'm going to give him a club option for 2 years for $9 million for $4.5 million total per year. So I'm going to go ahead and offer him. I'm going to offer Upton Jr. as well, 2.5 for a year. And then I'm going to offer Milky Cabrera as well, but he's really going to get the same offer as Trumbo, probably for a little less though. So $8 million for 2 years for $4 million per year with the club option. So I actually could probably take this down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and offer him a 7. So $3.5 million per year for 2 years with a club option. So other than that, let's also I did have one guy who wasn't interested in signing, so go ahead and bump up that offer for him. So we do have $57 million available. Well, really 30 with all our offers. So let's take a look here at everyone who is available. As far as starting pitching goes, no one I'm really interested. Maybe CJ Wilson, just as another left-hander, coming out of the bullpen, because we do not have that many. Justin Masterson as well is also a good bullpen option. But I'm really looking for, left-handers here. So there's not really anyone as far as, a bullpen guy, because all those guys are probably going to want a lot of money. Jerry Blevins is a left-hander. Last year he had a really good year in 38 innings pitched. So I'm going to go ahead and offer him. I'll offer him 3 years for 7.5 for 2.5 per year. Jesse Chavez, great long reliever as well. Wesley Wright, not fantastic numbers. See if there's any prospects in here. Nope, there is not. Closing, that is fine. I don't need any closers. I really like Vizcaino. He had a really good year last year. Catchers, nope. First baseman, I already have Freddie Freeman. I don't really want anyone else. Second baseman. So I'll get to second base later, because second base is kind of a big thing, and Justin Turner will be included in that as well. So Danny Valencia, possible right field candidate right there. See how I did last year: 281, 331, and 435, and 641 at bats. So that's pretty good numbers right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and offer him as well. I'm just gonna offer him a 1-year deal though for $4 million. Another good shortstop right there in Steve Castro. Go ahead and offer him. Good prospect. I forgot to check third baseman, second baseman. Go ahead and offer Ferreira. You really can pick up some good prospects in here. Some good undrafted free agents, that are pretty solid actually. So go ahead and offer them. And we get into the outfield again. So that's really it for now. I really have to let some guys make some decisions for themselves and figure out what they want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I am going to clear up some roster room really quick, because we only have 88, spots. So I don't really need Herbert Golden. I'm going to keep him for now. Catching, I do have like a really big overload of catchers here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Lally. First base, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Levi Hams. He's pretty old. Not really that good of rating, as well as Jordy Lara. Hopefully we can bring in one of those, prospects that I tried to offer. Third baseman, I'm going to go ahead. This is tough. I'm going to leave that for now. Shortstops, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Johan Camargo. Had a good year last year. Left field, I'm going to get rid of Brandon Barnes. Center field, Bonifacio could have a second baseman role for us, and that's really it. So we have 83 guys. So let's go ahead and sim ahead a little bit here. Milky Cabrera accepts the Braves offer. So there's our right fielder right there. Castro accepts. Ferreira accepts. Fletcher Gonzalez accepts. Cabrera accepts. So Hosmer goes to the Red Sox. So we have to take a look at these offers here and go ahead and withdraw the offers to these guys. So still we have a bunch of money. So that's really good. Milky Cabrera, go ahead and plug him into right field right now. I do like him. He's a little older. I think he's maybe a year younger than Trumbo. But I mean, look at his numbers last year. He had a really good year last year. There's no one else. I am gonna look for some trades possibly for Evan Longoria. He really just had an off year last year. I do think that I could get younger there. I have an idea of Travis Shaw possibly for the Reds or from the Red Sox, but I have to look at how he did last year. B potential. He's up for arbitration right now. 262, 344, and 443. 20 home runs. You know, I really like this guy. He's another left-handed bat too. That's pretty important. We don't really have that many lefties in our lineup. You know, power lefties that is. So that's really it for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and sim a little bit here, and I'll come right back. One more thing, real quick, guys. I am looking for just someone to play second base for probably one more year, just to give Swanson a little bit more time to hopefully develop and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and try for Justin Turner, and I'm gonna offer Martin Prado a deal as well. Both of them just 1-year deals. If they don't have a good spring and Swanson does, then they're probably gonna get released. Kiki Hernandez is there right now, but I could move him back to left field to have both John Jay and Gentry coming off the bench. So that's really what I missed talking about that for the second baseman. I said I was going to talk about it. So both of them accept the offer actually. So we're gonna have to make a decision there. One of them can possibly get thrown into a trade. So that's really it for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and sim to here to right after the arbitration day. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this really quick. We have some guys who can get called off the 40-man roster right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do Williams, Perez, Cuniff, and then I don't want to give out anyone too good here. That someone can pick up, and then Joel De La Cruz. I'm gonna go ahead and dump him right now. And that's really, the guys that aren't on my 40-man are available for Rule 5 draft. So go ahead and go here. Let's see who else got dumped. Didn't get offered. Adam Lind, Trumbo's still there. Brandon Moss is there as well. Franklin Gutierrez, Alexi Ramirez, Eduardo Escobar, possible second baseman right there. Probably not though. Dan Straley. So no one really too eye-opening. Fernando Rodriguez. I still am possibly looking for another lefty in the bullpen. Probably more of long reliever sort of guy. But as of right now, no one's really catching my eye too much. Friedrich, probably not. David Huff has been out of the league for 2 years now. C.J. Wilson possibly, but he wanted a lot of money. Masterson, Wade LeBlanc. So yeah, I'm really just going to leave it right now and then go back, and I'm going to go ahead and sim ahead here, guys. So I'll be right back. Alright, guys, so I did talk about doing a trade with Evan Longoria and bringing in another younger third baseman, possibly a left-handed bat. So I'm going to go ahead and do this trade. I did sign Prado in the offseason. He's an ex-Brave. He's been with the Braves basically most of his career. But I do like Turner better. And really, Turner's younger. It's just, a 1-year thing. Better from both sides of the plate. A little better of a fielder. So I'm going to go ahead and just part ways with Prado. And then, of course, Longoria. He has a lot of money for the next 4 years. He didn't really produce as much as I'd want him to. He is starting to degress. He's 32 years old. So I'm bringing in Jake Lamb. Young, 27 years old. Only 3 years in the big leagues. 1,500 at-bats. 269 career average. 350 career on base, 401 career slugging, 751 OPS. You know, those are all really good numbers. I'm hoping his RBIs and home runs goes up for us, but you know, I think he's pretty solid. He's not going to want too much money next year. As you see, his expectation is only $3.7 million. So, you know, that's really good. You know, and as you see, we're kind of overpaying Longoria there. As you see, I mean, he should really only be getting $8.5 million. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pull the deal on that trade, and then Jake Lamb will be our starting third baseman. Like I said, another left-handed bat. You know, pretty good guy, young guy. You know, just trying to get a little bit younger here. You know, just trying to open up more opportunities. You know, and more runs. So that's really it as far as the offseason goes. That's really all I wanted to do. So we're now in spring training. So that's the end of the offseason. There's our possible lineup. I'm going to really have to look at, you know, Swanson, Turner, and Kiki Hernandez. I'm going to go ahead and slide him back to left field. Just take John Jay out of the lineup. Our bullpen, hopefully, will be a little bit better this year. It wasn't too bad last year, but I think it could be a lot better. Going to go ahead. I'm probably going to just let Ethan Sorvala, just let him be in AAA, start the year in AAA, give him a little bit more time. He's only 20 years old. He kind of struggled up at the big leagues last year and only 12 innings pitched basically, with 6 walks, 13 strikeouts, 6.17 ERA, 180 WHIP. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Kroll a little bit more time. He has a little bit more experience, you know, under his belt. So just see how it goes as far as that goes. Try and give guys a lot of reps here. So yeah, that's really it, guys, for like the off-season episode. When you come back, or when I come back the next episode, I'm really just going to be going through spring training, simming through it, you know, looking at a lot of stats, giving guys reps, you know, sending guys up and down, or just down, really. So that's really it, guys, for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, my Wi-Fi is down, so there might be a lot of videos put up at once. I can't really put them up right now. I'm really trying to figure it out. I apologize, but I will see you guys next episode when the Atlanta Braves open up their 2018 season in spring training. So hoping to have we had a pretty solid season last year, but really hoping to, you know, have a really good season this year, even better than last year. So that's really it, guys. I'll see you next episode.